I gotta open everything back up again. So where's everybody from? I'm here in Florida. Where's everybody else at?
I'm in New Jersey.
Fun.
Yeah, super expensive here.
That's an understatement.
We're close to New York, so I kind of understand it. But plus, all my entire family is here, so it's not like I could just move because I have so much family here.
Yeah.
Where in Florida are you?
I'm between Tampa and Orlando.
Okay,
right
nice.
on I-4. So
I've been
the
to
best of
both.
both worlds.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of traffic there when I went last. Even when I was taking an Uber, it would take like half hour just to go like 2 miles.
Oh man, that sounds like in Cali. That sounds like I took a vacation in Cali and it was the same thing. It was like I think it was like 2-3 miles, 30-40 minutes, and wanted like $60.
Yeah,
like,
it's not as bad as Southern California, but you live in Florida when you put your destination into GPS just to see which route you're going to take, not because you don't know how to get there. But like, so we're between the Tampa airport and the Orlando airport at about the same distance, but we're about 30 minutes from the Orlando airport. But oftentimes with traffic, it can be an hour, it can be 2 hours. It just depends on traffic. It's rare that we get there in a half an hour, even though sometimes we get there in a half an hour.
wow.
Yeah. So because of that, you have to plan on 2 hours, because when we're flying internationally, they don't wait. So, and most of the time when we're flying, we fly internationally more than we do domestically. So,
oh wow.
Eric, quick question for
you.
you.
Go ahead and get started here. I mean, it's 5 after, and we got a lot to cover. So
I see a bunch of people trying to join, but they're saying no tickets available. If I send them this direct link, would it work?
Oh, they're trying to. Well, that's because it's turned off at 3:00.
What if I give them this direct link for the Google meeting? Would it work?
Yeah. Are they in the WhatsApp group?
They are. Yeah, they're saying they can't join. I mean, I can send this link if you're okay with it.
Because I only made it free for people in the WhatsApp group. If they're outside the WhatsApp group, then they need to pay. But yeah, if they're from the WhatsApp group, then that's okay.
Let me do that real quick.
Yeah, I thought to myself that maybe I should send them the main link, but I know I sent them the regular repinned it, same post that it was up there because some people do it for like to collect information, you know what I mean? Because I used to be in marketing myself too, so you go through like a little funnel. So I'm like, maybe that's important that way. But I'm in Florida too, so I'm in South Florida, over here, Fort Lauderdale area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I typically cut off sales, for the time that it's supposed to start because, I mean, usually I want to start, So yeah, let's get rolling here. The first thing I want to start with is that, when, I mean, most of the people in the group, I mean, you get hit and, I just want to say, just because DIR wiped out your savings, you're not stupid, you're not slow, you were targeted, okay? And you have to understand that. And my family was targeted back in the 90s, long before fake screenshots and crypto. And I've experienced some different scams. So I know what it's like, but long before WhatsApp scammers were even born, my family lost everything in a Ponzi scheme. Scammers pick people that want to grow, people that want to improve their life, people with hope. So you guys are not dumb. You're optimistic, and optimism exactly what scammers weaponize. So I'm going to tell you my story so that you'll understand why I saw DIR as a Ponzi scheme way back in June. Okay. Because you're going to see all the connections here. So back in the 90s, my brother was in financial services, and one of his mentors, somebody that he trusted, came to him with this private investment opportunity. The minimum buy-in was $1 million per share. But for close friends and family, you could pool $100,000. 10 people could pool in $100,000 each to get to that $1 million. See where this is building, special opportunities, right? It builds the urgency, right? And it had timing. You could only buy in at certain times, right? So my brother convinced my dad to put in everything he had. My dad had just sold the family farm in Illinois. This farm had been in the family for generations. The fact that my dad had inherited it had literally driven a rift between him and his brothers and sister. Okay, it was a big deal. They didn't think it. They thought it should be split. Anyway, and he got to where he couldn't farm it. He'd sold it. Was down here, and my brother convinced him to sell it, to invest it in this thing, because they were doing these trades like every 3 to 4 weeks. You'd get $10,000, and all these, they're given stories of examples of all this money coming in. And if you could put in $100,000 and make 10 grand every 3 to 4 weeks, who wouldn't, right? Hands go up. Sounding familiar? So dad puts in his money. I'm like, I don't know about this. This sounds too good to be true. But dad put his money in, and everything was going great. And he's getting the money back, every 3 to 4 weeks, he's getting his money. And because he thinks this is just a return on his money, when he gets his money back, what's he do? He spends it. He's living off of it. He gets a place out on the beach. He buys him a nice big fancy Cadillac. He's living high. And then all of a sudden, the money stops. And we're like, what's going on? And this mentor of my brother's even goes to the same church and everything. My dad's going to him like, hey, what's going on? But the main guy that's running it, he took the money, or he's gone. He's not even in the country anymore. He's gone. And so the feds get involved after a while, and there wasn't anything they could do because the guy was gone. He was out of the country. He's gone. The guy that my brother's friend, he ends up, when it's a Ponzi scheme, he ends up going to prison, loses his financial license. My brother claimed he didn't know what was going on. So he just, he paid more in income taxes that year than most people make in a year off of the commissions that he made on getting all these people to invest. And my dad lost everything because, what money he was getting back, he spent. So, yeah. Nowadays, they're using screenshots, just like, I mean, back then they didn't have screenshots. They were using testimonies from people. It's no different. And there's a sense of urgency that they still use. So it's a different decade, different technology, same tricks, same manipulations, same pressure, same false exclusivity. And it's the same thing that you're trying to get other people in on it because, hey, I'm making money, so you join in with me, you know. It's the same tricks. They get in there and they try to build trust with you. They mirror your personality. They promise large profits. They isolate you from real advisors because you never really get to know any real people. They pressure secrecy. They move you to cryptocurrency, which I don't know if you guys realize this. Cryptocurrency is still unregulated. So once your money goes, once you go from money to cryptocurrency, once it's in crypto, there's really not much you can do. They manufacture urgency, they stall withdrawals. You guys are seeing that. I mean, there's always a reason. And then they say, well, you got to unlock it. They want more money to unlock it. Always a reason why they want more money to unlock, more money to unlock. And then they disappear. But this is not just DIR. Okay, this is a part of a global pattern. I don't know if you guys have followed the Chinese woman that finally got caught by the European authorities. She was it was earlier this year that the European authorities caught a Chinese woman linked to one of the largest, what they call a pig butchering scam, which DIR falls underneath that. Billions of dollars. She had victims in the US, UK, Europe, Australia, Latin America. She would run fake romance, fake mentors, fake trading apps, crypto deposits, unlocking fees, and disappearing withdrawals. She controlled a large part of the infrastructure, the servers, the recruiters, the script, and payment routes. And Europe finally caught her after years of tracking. So DIR is not a small, it's not a small scam. It's part of an international pig butchering network run by criminal syndicates. They have structure, they have money, they have logistics, and it's all offshore protection. That's why, you know, we can't pin down one person behind it. Everywhere we look, it goes over here, goes over here, goes over here, you know. So this is why, excuse me, when we start talking to banks, you know, they get, you know, nobody wants to deal with anything. We get pressure, which is why, you know, I always say, you know, when you're talking to somebody, don't give up. Ask for the manager. Go to the next level. You know, ask for the next level up. Because they don't want the liability. Okay. And, you know, the person at the front counter does not want to get involved, especially not with the kind of dollar amounts that we're talking about here. And once you get to crypto, the banks can't do anything with it anyway. The only part that the banks can deal with is the part when you have actual money that went from money to crypto. That part they can reverse. There's not a lot that you can reverse on crypto after the funds have settled. Not say there's nothing, but there's not a lot. But from your bank, from your credit cards, even wires, there is a lot that you can do. And I'm going to be sending over a guideline, and it's very specific on things that you say, things that you absolutely do not say, because you have to prove to them that I was manipulated. This is fraud. Yes, I know that I authorized it by your guidelines. but I was manipulated. Cody's, oh, it went away. Where did it go? Can't find your chat there, Cody. It didn't all show up.
I'll just say it if you don't mind. So I already had crypto. I had it in Xamin and Bifrost, which are both part of the XRP network. So I doubt they will do anything.
Oh, you had crypto and you moved it from one place to another. Yeah, it's not. I'm going to say not likely, because if it's already in crypto and you moved it from one crypto to another, then yeah, the banks weren't involved. You're right. So
no. A long time ago, maybe, but yeah, no.
Yeah, where the banks
get crypto since 2023, 2024, something like that.
Right. Where the banks get involved is when you have, whether from a credit card or from a bank, like Visa or, Chase, you actually have, US dollars, or yen or whatever. I mean, dollars, and those are sent and converted to crypto. That transaction is something that if you can prove that you were manipulated, that is something that usually can be reversed as a fraudulent charge, because that's something that you're showing. It's just like theft, and it's just like any other credit card charge or anything, So I'll send that over to you guys, because it's really, there's, in the group, the biggest strength that you have in the group is for you guys to all pull together everything that happened so that you guys can build one case. This Chinese lady that they brought down, it wasn't brought down by a whole bunch of different people. It was brought down by the authorities bringing all those cases together as one, if that makes sense. They can't make sense out of a whole bunch of different phone calls and emails. It's if you guys as a group compile your information together and then present it. I don't know if you see the difference in that. If one case is brought forward with, you guys have over 200 people in this group. If one case of over 200 people can say, listen, this is what happened to us, and that is taken to the authorities, versus 200 people saying, this happened to me, this happened to me, this happened to me, this happened to me. There's a big difference, and you guys can make that happen. So you have that, and you have now, Cody, guys like Cody that had money in crypto, yeah, probably not going to be able to do anything there, But those of you that made transactions from banks and credit cards, you have the guidelines there that you can do something with. And and the biggest thing is that hopefully you will have learned how to identify what scams look like. And I'm going to be honest, in the group, I'm shocked at the number of things that I see people talking about in the group that look like obvious scams. And they're like, hey, this looks really good. And I'm like, did you not lose enough money from DIR? But here's the thing, it inspired me. I set up a thing on my website. Is it legit? I literally have a scam checker. There's 3 different levels. And I'm not trying to sell you guys anything, but it inspired me. That people, there's a $29 version that just, hits the obvious things, right? Because like if they're only talking by WhatsApp, things like that, And then there's the $99 version where it actually goes through and verifies, like, is that person real? Is it a real website? It goes another layer. But then there's the level, like, if this really looks like something that you could really make money on, I'll dig in and go, uncover every stone, is this a real legitimate business and all this? That's a $299 version. Because if you're going to throw $5,000 at something, don't you really want to know if it's legitimate? I mean, because if it's not on the New York Stock Exchange, wouldn't you want to check it out? So it inspired me to do that. So thank you guys. So let me see if I can't figure out how to share the handout with you guys. I've never actually done this. Because I have a handout for you. I just asked ChatGPT. The one thing that I do request is that when I send this to you, that you keep it for yourself, because I offered this meeting for everybody in the group for free. Anybody is welcome to come and join, but yeah, don't just be handing it out to everybody, because I put a lot of work into this. Okay, so okay, found your. Okay. I think I'm getting close. Does anybody have any questions while I'm trying to figure this out?
I'm just genuinely shocked there's not more people on this call than the 7 of us, and it's free.
What's that?
I'm just genuinely shocked that there's not more people on this call.
Yeah.
And it's like only 7 of us, not including you, 6 of us. And it's like 200, 300 people in the group, and it's free. There's like 0 excuses. Very interesting.
Well, I actually had 3 webinars for this week. This is the only one that anybody signed up for. What about Cash App and Venmo? Yeah, those, unfortunately, Cash App and Venmo don't do much for you, because those are, well, okay, I can't say Venmo. You have to go to your bank. Okay. Cash App and Venmo are services. They're not banks, if that makes sense. Those are just services to move stuff around. But they don't provide. Okay, here's the whole point of reversing charges falls under the insurance that banks and credit cards are paying for on behalf of the money that they're moving on your behalf. Things like Zelle, Cash App, Venmo, the reason that they're free to do that kind of stuff is because, you know, they're not charging the kind of interest and stuff that banks are, and they're not providing the things that like insurance, like banks do. You know, like a lot of people don't realize you can buy something with your credit card and it will probably have like features like, you know, a double extended warranty over the manufacturer's warranty. A lot of people don't realize things like that. Okay. This is just not cooperating. On the chat panel.
Yeah, like seriously, where is everybody? They want their retribution, but nobody wants to show up.
Yeah.
I don't get
Yeah,
it.
I've shared so many things in the group, and you know, yeah, it's, I don't know.
100 people, and look at, there's you plus 6. What? Wow. I wasn't even on WhatsApp. I just came on there for a second, and they're like, "Oh, what about the webinar?" I'm like, "Where? When? Now? Okay, let me in."
I've shared it so many times.
Yeah, but that chat gets so, oh my God, there's so many messages. Like I get on it and it's like there's 170
I
messages.
stopped following it.
Here's what I'm gonna do. Since I can't figure this out, I'm gonna send you guys my email. You guys can email me, and I will email you the notes. How's that? Does that
Okay.
work for everybody?
Yes.
Sounds wonderful. This meeting is recorded too, so I can like listen to it with all the wonderful device we have, right? Did it somehow find me?
I'm recording the meeting, but I'm not sharing the recording. If I do, it will be a download that people can pay for. I'm not sending it out.
How about my notes then? I gotta create some notes. Wait a minute now.
Oh, you're taking notes. Okay.
Wait a minute. I gotta do something. Good information, but if it's stored in my head, it's lost information.
Start writing, Tim. Okay, like the first webinar that I did for you guys, about, you know, ways to start making money again. I did like, I don't know, like a week ago or something like that. And like 20 some people signed up, and like a half a dozen people showed up. And they're the same thing. They're like, well, are you going to have the meeting? You know, is it going to be recorded? Is it going to be available? Whatever. I'm like, tell you what, how about I do it again? And so I listed it again. It's Thursday. Guess how many people have signed up for it? None. Nobody. I don't know why I'm bothered. But you guys have been great. I figured you'd have more questions though. But I mean, the biggest thing is, you know, it's tough because because my business got hit by a scam, not one that I was like in DIR, I mean, you're out there trying to make money. You know where to find more questions. DIR, you know, you're out there trying to make money, you know, and which is why, I mean, I looked at it in the first place too, you know, but it's just, you know, when they started asking me to put money in, I'm like, hell no, I'm not going to give you money to try to make money. But I had years back, I had brought on a new salesperson in my marketing firm. So I needed to generate more leads. So I started, you know, I cranked up my marketing, and so I started getting, you know, more leads, which obviously you expect that, right? You crank up your marketing, you're expecting to get more leads. And so I get this order for $10,000 worth of USB flash drives, personalized. And I'm like, okay, well, they're not local. I don't know them. I've never met them. But I mean, we talked to them on the phone. We talked to them by email. So I went to my bank and I said, okay, what can I do to make sure that I'm protected and covered so that I don't get a charge back, you know? Because, I mean, anybody can receive the product and then dispute the charges, right? So she gave me a list of things to do. I made sure I did everything she asked and then some. I had, I talked to him on the phone, had emails, I had a signed contract, signed purchase order. I had a signed charge, you know, authorization. I had a copy of the credit card, a copy of photo ID, everything you could imagine. And so I'm like, okay. I didn't feel, something felt a little off. I just figured it was because, you know, it was a large charge out of state or whatever. But I kind of dismissed it because, well, what do you expect? You up your advertising, you're going to get more leads. So over the course of the next few months, I get more sales like this. And a couple months later, I get a call from my bank, from one of my banks. They said, hey, Merchant Services just took a bunch of money out of your account. And we don't know why. I called my other bank, check with them. Well, no, they didn't take any money out, but there's a deposit that should have gone in this morning and it's being held. All total between the two, $30,000. So I go to my banks and I take everything out. I emptied them. And, you know, I went to another bank that was totally unconnected to any of my online services, put my money in there. And so all I had, the only way I could had to do business with anybody was paper checks, you know, and until I figured out what was going on. And it took a couple of months to sort out what was going on. But at the end of the day, what had happened was there was a ring of them. They had gotten stolen credit cards and had made fake IDs to match the names on the stolen credit cards. And it worked until the statements started coming in. When people started getting their or their credit card statements, they started disputing these charges. And most of them were like, you know, $3,000 to $5,000 charges. There was only one, you know, the first one was an Amex that was 10 grand. Most of them were smaller. And it wasn't until I got a call from a smaller bank and they're like, they're calling and asking about it, and there's like, so you authorized a charge for whatever, and I'm like, yeah. They said, and you have a photo ID? Yeah. Well, what does Mr. So-and-so look like? And I described him, like, is there a date on that driver's license? I said, yeah. And he's like, yeah, our Mr. So-and-so is like 40 years older than that. So I pull up all the files and I go through and I start looking, and from totally different customers from supposedly different parts of the country and everything, I find that the same photographs being used on different driver's licenses. They were the same people. And we start digging into this, and I had all this documentation, we had all these emails. I even had video of people picking up the product. Yeah, thanks for stopping by. We had video of them picking up the product. And we had reported all this to, local police, state police, FBI, everybody. $30,000. Think they cared? Yeah.
That's why I didn't report mine.
That's not
That's-
worth it. That's what they said. It's not worth it. Every single one of them.
Yeah, like I woke up this morning, I have a Shopify store, and I had like 20 emails, people asking about my store and is it open, blah, blah, blah. And then it was like, you're about to get closed down and we're going to close you down and just contact this person. So I replied, I'm like, why? And they sent me a link. It went straight to WhatsApp. And I'm like, well, what is this about? And they're like, you need a license and click here. Well, I kind of looked and it said that you can get one for like really cheap, that you don't even, it's not a license, but a subscription. And so then I went to the sidekick from Shopify and I screenshotted it. I'm like, is this real or fake? And he's like, yeah, that's fake. That's a scam. And I talked to my mom. I had her credit card info and everything to, give this guy. But then I'm like, wait, I'm on WhatsApp. Why are they going to take me to
Exactly.
WhatsApp?
So
And,
here's the thing.
and he also said, keep calm.
Whenever you get an email about a service that you have,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's on, you can get an email that looks like it, you can get a message on Facebook
Mm-hmm.
saying that there's something wrong with your Facebook account. You can get an email about your PayPal account. You can get, and these are classic. You'll get an email saying that you need to log in and there's something wrong with your account. You need to fix it. Okay. You're going to lose your house. You need to log in and fix your mortgage. Okay.
Right.
Whatever it is. Never, ever, ever click on that link. Never.
Yeah.
If there's a problem with your account, if you're curious, you go to your account the way you always go and check it there.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you get an email that looks like it's from your mortgage company saying you're about to lose your mortgage, and you click there and you enter your login information there, what did you just give them?
Everything.
You just gave them everything. Now they can log into your mortgage account, and chances are you have your banking information for how you make your mortgage payment. So from there, they can steal your complete identity. They can empty your bank account. You toast from clicking on one link.
Yeah, that happened. Oh, go ahead.
I actually experienced that because they're like, oh, we need your social and blah blah blah. I'm like, what? Why do you need all this? And they're like, cause we're from Amerisave, blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go call Amerisave. And they're like, yeah, we never called you.
Yeah, you see this one right here, this award. I used to when I did sold property and casualty insurance, I also sold prepaid legal as one of my products. And one of the things that they sell is an identity theft protection service. I sold a lot of it. I used to do classes about identity theft. People don't realize how easy it is to steal your identity.
Especially when you hand it to them.
And here's the thing, you know, and I've commented so many times in this WhatsApp group about a lot of the you guys right now that have you've lost so much to DIR, but you are the prime target right now for what's known as a recovery scam.
Mm-hmm.
A recovery scam is when they know you've been hit by a scam. You're vulnerable. You're like, I would do anything to get my money back. Right?
Yeah.
So they're going to prey on that. And they're going to say, you know, they're going to try all different angles. I can help bring justice. I can help hunt them down.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know,
I'm a woman of God. I'm a man of God. And, they hit all kinds of angles. And the classic one is that, you know, I can go after that crypto wallet. You know, I can get your money back out of the crypto wallet. Let me tell you something. Let me say straight up. If they could get the money of that crypto wallet, do you really think they would need your information to get the money out of that crypto wallet? No.
Seriously. Do you really think they would need your information to get that crypto wallet open? Really?
Nope.
That wallet is public. Anybody can see that wallet. So you tell me, what of your information do they need to crack open that wallet? And why would they do it for you? You're not talking about honest people here.
Yeah, why? Why do they scam? I don't understand.
It's a whole nother, they're not like you, okay?
They find a way to get money.
This is how they make money. Listen, if you want to understand how they think, go watch Matchstick Men. The movie Matchstick Men. It's just a glimpse in how they work. And it's a great movie.
Because after my husband died from COVID, and it was like they came out of the woodwork. And this one person messaged me and he's like, oh, I don't have a phone, but I need a code. Could you give me the code when it comes in? I'm like, sure. I just gave my Facebook away that I had for 12 years. And then he tried to sell it back to me. And he messaged all my friends and family pretending to be me for money. Of course, Cody sent him money.
After my dad died, my mom was dating, and she was dating this one guy who was supposedly working on some ship
overseas. Yeah, exactly. Overseas, everywhere. Yep.
And he would send pictures of the boat and everything. And this went on for a few weeks, maybe a couple of months. I don't remember. It went on for a while. And then, you know, supposedly he's making all this money and everything.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, he needs to borrow money.
Yep.
To get some pipe to finish the job before the last payment, right?
Because his accounts are frozen.
Then we just happened to, that's what threw something off. And we start digging and we notice that one of the pictures that he sent, the name of the ship on the lifesaver thing, you know,
Mm-hmm.
was of a ship that was sunk like 20 years ago. So, but you know, anyway, you guys are a target of this recovery scam, and all they're trying to do, they're promising that they're going to get your stuff back because they're going to hack and they're going to get your money back. Bullshit. They just want your information, because if they were going to hack into that wallet, they would have done it a month ago. They'd already done it and kept the money for themselves. They don't need you to hack into that wallet. All they want is your information, not because of the money that's in there. They don't care about the money. They want your identity, not for your money. They don't care about, listen, okay. How many people just flooded into our country as illegal immigrants? How many? In order for them, and it's not just them, okay, but people that, you know, felons, they need a different identity. In order to get a job, in order to get a loan, in order to do anything, they need an identity. They need a clean identity. Where do you think they get those?
Wow.
That's where they get the identities. And then guess what they do? These are some of these people, you know, it's fine. They're not going to do anything. But some of them, driving along, drunk, kill somebody. Now you've got a felony on your social security number.
Oh.
Now you've got an arrest warrant out on your name.
Wow.
I'm not playing. This stuff is real. Just because you think somebody is going to hack and get your money out of that wallet, I'm sorry, guys, that is not going to happen. They're not going to do that because they think you're nice people. No, if they're going to hack that wallet, they'd have already done it. Your recovery is going to happen if all 200 of you get together, put together a packet that you can go to the authorities with a list of everything that's happened to all of you. That's where your recovery happens.
Strength in numbers.
How do you think my brother's friend went to prison? Do you think it was because my dad went to the authorities?
Nope.
It was because my dad sat my brother down and said, give me a list. I want everybody. And my dad took the list of everybody. And they got everybody's testimony. That's how that guy went to prison. Because my dad wanted his money back. Didn't get it because that guy with all the money, everything was gone. It was out of the country. But at least somebody went to prison.
So then on the bright side, there's going to be no taxes, right?
Actually,
Or
you guys
crypto.
can show it as a loss, so it will lower your taxes.
Oh, really?
Up to
Oh, okay.
500 a year, 500 a year. So it accumulates, and then every year it's 500. So I'm pretty much 500 for life, unless I figure out something to go positive.
But here's the thing, you know, my other class, my first business, I started with nothing. I have a lot of millionaire friends. I know how millionaires make money. That's what I do. I help make millionaires. So, yes, Tim.
I mean, I wanted to continue that, but I guess you can continue afterwards because you help people start businesses. And you know what I find myself mostly end up doing? From time and time again, I'll find myself with some kind of money, you know, 7,000, 10,000, 20,000, whatever it is. Over time, I would find it. It just land on me. And then it's like, so what do I do with this money? I'm like, crazy, so I just ends up spending it. But it's like, and then when I spend it, I kind of regret it. Like, yo, you should have just let it sit inside a savings account or sit inside your bank somewhere. I don't know. And then when that opportunity comes, which it actually does find itself, it's like, well, I'm high and dry. I ain't got nothing. So it's like, you know, I'm always interested to hear into some solid advice. And you look like
Listen,
and advice you do.
listen, you can.
Businesses with
I can list off so many businesses that you can start with nothing. Branson started Virgin Airlines without a penny. Virgin Airlines, not a penny. It's not money, it's the mindset. Okay. That's the quote from my book, Broke to Business Boss. Okay. I have started over 100 successful businesses in my time. Okay. My webinar Wednesday is all about how it's the millionaire mindset. It's how millionaires make money. You know, because okay, a lot of millionaires will go back and forth. The difference between, you know, the difference between a millionaire and a billionaire. A billionaire can spend all their money. A billionaire can't. That's the difference. So a lot of millionaires, you'll see them go back and forth. A millionaire is not always a millionaire their whole life. You'll see them a lot of times go back and forth. A billionaire, once you hit that status, they're there forever. So, but most millionaires, there's a mindset of how they get there and why they keep going back. Obviously, I'm not talking about lottery winners. I'm talking about people that know how to make money. So I know a lot of them. I've interviewed a lot of them. That's why I keep writing books about, you know, millionaires, like 5 secrets millionaires don't want you to know. So yeah, if you like making money, and if you want to learn how to start a business, if you want to learn, you know, how to make real money, not playing with schemes and wonder if it's a Ponzi scheme, then come to my, oh, I canceled the Wednesday one. I'm sorry. I canceled that one.
You canceled it? Oh,
yeah, nobody had signed up, and nobody had signed up, and so I made plans with a business partner, or I made plans to make some money Wednesday.
I hear you. I wish I saw that link. I'd have been the only one on there.
Yeah. So yeah, I had one scheduled Wednesday. Nobody signed up, so I had an opportunity to make some money, so I took that deal.
Gotcha.
So I'll schedule another one.
Sweet. So I'll be keeping my eye out on that one. I guess you're one of the admins of the group. So I guess when you do post it, can you like pin it, please? Because look, like somebody mentioned earlier, hundreds of messages, half the messages don't even need to be said, but they're crying and I don't know what they're doing. But the if you can pin it, that'd be amazing. My other question would be I know you gave us the website for like the rundown of what to say to the banks. I don't know. I don't know why I envisioned more feedback from that. Like, you know, I don't know if you care to run down that list live, or I mean, you know, go over some questions with that, because I'm sure people have gazillions and questions with that. Like when they call my bank such and such, and there's only so much you can type, but obviously when you talk, there's a lot more you can say.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I can go over it with you. I mean, I was gonna, email to you guys that you request it, but basically, the first thing before you talk to anybody, gather all your evidence. Have everything with you. Write a simple timeline. Just one page, nothing major. Number two, talk to go into your bank. Don't call. Don't do it online. This needs to be in person, and your appearance is huge. Banks judge visually. You should dress normal. T-shirt, simple shirt, casual wear, no watches, no jewelry, no success clothes, no makeup that screams big money. You should look like somebody who was taken advantage of, not someone who looks like an investor. Okay. If that, take that as you want, but what not to say. You never say, I approved the transaction. I knew it was an investment. I was trying to make money fast. I sent it to a friend. I sent crypto to someone I trusted. I just want to make my money back. I thought it was legit profit. They showed me the screenshots. Those are not things to say. Those will shut your case down immediately. What you do want to say, I was induced to transfer money under false pretenses. Unfortunately, Cody, is probably not going to help you. This was a fraudulent manipulation. This was not an authorized transaction in the way the bank defines authorization. I was deceived by a criminal organization pretending to be a licensed financial service. Okay. And since they just took down the Chinese lady, people are realizing that this is a criminal organization. I want to escalate this to a fraud specialist and formally reopen the dispute. So even if they've already told you no, go back. Keep going back. Then you want to take all the information, especially after you guys get everything together. You're going to take it to FBI IC3, Federal Trade Commission, your state attorney general's office, the crypto exchange fraud department. That's, something where you can go, Cody. Have you tried that? Cody, have you tried the crypto exchange fraud department? Because they might be able to help you there. And then, of course, the local police report. But again, as we've been talking, you have to avoid, we can recover your crypto for a fee. I work with law enforcement. I can unlock your trading account. Pay taxes first, then your withdrawal is released. Blockchain recovery specialist. Bank reversal agency. Fee unlock services. Those are all scammers.
So my bank knows about DIR because I've talked to them about it. Is that going to help or hurt me?
I would think it would help them.
Okay. Yeah.
Because if you've talked to them, then they know, it's a scam.
Well, I talked to them when I was working for them, making money.
Oh, well.
Trying to recruit people.
Oh, go to another branch.
Well, no, they're really nice.
Go to another branch.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That I don't think that's going to help you.
Okay.
Because if you were trying to recruit them, then it's really hard for you to go in and say that you were manipulated.
Yeah. Well, we were getting paid, so we thought that it was real, you know? And the more team, like I was making 250 or 230 a day, but with my team, I was making $400 a day.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why they fired us, because Cody was going to upgrade me and they would have got more money and I would have never got my last pay, but they fired us a month before everybody else.
You seriously don't understand why they shut it down?
No, why they shut us down a month before everybody else. When we were going to pay for me to go to 7 in a week.
Because they wanted to keep the money.
But we
Okay.
would have gave them more money. They ended up sending me $7,000.
Do you understand how a Ponzi scheme works?
No.
Okay. One person puts in $100.
Okay.
Okay. Expecting to get money back. They get another person to put in $100, and from that $100, they pay $10 back to the first person. Okay.
Okay.
So now they have $190.
Let's just say 50, because that was 50% for that VIP one. Otherwise,
Well,
you're going to confuse me.
Okay, you give them money, they recruit somebody else, and they give some of that money back to the first person.
So that's why we only got a percentage of it.
Right. Because every time somebody comes in, they give some of that money back to the first person.
Mm-hmm.
But DIR is still holding a big chunk of the money because
Mm-hmm.
they're giving pieces of it out. And it all centers around you keep recruiting people, you keep recruiting people, you keep recruiting people.
Right.
And every time everybody's putting money in, they're giving the more people are coming in and paying in, there's more money to pay out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But they're building up this big pile of money. And then when the people coming in, as soon as it starts to slow down, they disappear.
Yeah, because they offered us our jobs back if Cody paid out of his pocket, not with his withdrawal, but if he paid 28,000 and I paid 11,000 in 5 days.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I contacted support, and that's the day after is when we no longer got withdrawals and our accounts started getting disabled.
Yeah.
Yeah. Towards the end, they'll start doing extra fishy stuff, but the basic Ponzi scheme is just that as long as people are coming in,
Yep.
they're paying money out. Because it's a combination Ponzi pyramid. Pyramid is basically you get paid by recruiting people.
Yeah.
So it's a combination of Ponzi pyramid. But at the end of the day, if there's no real product, it's a scam.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one of my questions that I had for them is, who's your customer? Oh, well, we're doing advertising. We're advertising. Okay, fine. Who are you advertising for? You say you're sharing this on social media. What social media channels? Because I can tell on my phone that it's not going to a social media channel.
Mm-hmm.
I've done online marketing for 15 years. This is not going on any social media channel. This is not going on anybody's TikTok account. So who are you advertising for? Oh, well, this is going through our system to go on. No, it's not. Who are you advertising for? They couldn't give me a single customer. That's protected information.
Yeah.
Show me a contract. If you want me to work for you, show me a contract. They'd show me screenshots.
Yeah, my son messaged Dylan and he's like, I think this is a scam. Let me talk to your manager, or let me talk to the vice president. And she's like, you think you can just message me and ask for the vice president? Nobody gets to talk to him. And then
Yeah,
they
my
had
mom
to
was
fire
like,
him.
And you were on her side for a while. You're like, I can't believe Dylan.
Well, Dylan was pretty rough.
And I'm like, what do you mean you can't believe Dylan? Like, he's totally valid. Regardless if this was real or not, which it wasn't, but even if it was, he was still valid.
I know.
Yeah, it's at the end of the day, don't feel bad. Just learn from it, because think of it this way. Excuse me, over 200 people in that group. How many showed up here?
I know. And I feel guilty because I made 20 grand. I'm 20 grand ahead from them. But yet I'm in this group about losing everything,
Okay, so here's the thing, Leslie. If you made money, then you need to show up at my next class to figure out what to do with it so you can keep making money.
Oh, it's gone.
What?
Yep.
How is it gone already?
Well, that was in 3 months, but the last 7,000, I split that with Cody and my mom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you didn't really end up ahead.
No, because my mom took a $23,000 loan out.
And plus,
we
me
have
and
to
my
pay.
son lost 40,000 of my investments. Technically, if you count the withdrawals, I lost 60,000 that I had in my wallets.
Right. Yeah, I know, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, and my dad lost 100,000. I lost 30,000. So
I
not
lost
from
over
DIR.
120. I lost
But
over
here,
120.
here's the thing I'll tell you. Because my dad lost all his money, he ended up with nothing. And he found a little bait and tackle shop that he could get into for less than $2,000. And of course, mom wouldn't let him do it, unless I agreed to help. And now, like, the shop was like $250, and then rent was like $1,500 a month, right? So I figured, how much work could it be? So I told Dad, I said, listen, I said, the value is not in the bait shop. It's in the property because it's sitting on an acre.
Mhm.
It's commercial real estate. So I worked up a contract where we agreed on purchase price. We had first right of refusal, and a percentage of what we paid every month went towards our down payment. And the guy went for it. Well, years later, he came back and he says, I didn't say this, but you guys need to leave because I've sold my property, because he had a bunch of property around us. I'm developing the property. I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. Like, what do you mean? We have first right of refusal. Oh, yeah. Forgot about that. Well, but you got to come up with the money down. And I even had a contract that he had to carry the note for the first 3 years. I'm good with contracts. So my mom had been she'd been putting money aside every month, right? And between what she'd been putting aside and what had been going towards, from the portion every month that went towards the lease or towards down payment,
Mhm.
We had to the penny what we needed for the down payment to buy the place.
Wow.
So we bought it, and that was back in '97 that we first got the place. After Dad had lost everything, right?
Mhm.
And then I ended up starting a taco manufacturing business for him in '99. Then about 2 years later, I sold the bait shop, the taco manufacturing, and the property for about $750,000.
Wow. Wow. That's
So
insane.
I think I did okay
Where was that?
here in Florida.
Oh, wow.
So what do you think, Tim? That sound like the kind of numbers you like? $2,000 investment up to $750,000 in 26 years. So, all right. So I'm looking at dates so I can move the
So you're saying all those trading things and bots and those are all scams, basically?
uh-huh.
Now that's what's showing up everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and most of the things that you see about how to make money with crypto,
Yeah.
most of those are just people make money signing people up on how to make money in crypto. Very few people ever make money in crypto. I've made tons of money in day trading, but crypto is a whole nother world. You know, Cody, you've obviously done some trading in crypto.
Oh yeah, I have XRP. I had actually right away before the whole XRP thing went like viral. I bought it at 19 cents for like $10,000. I had 27,000 shares of XRP. Got it up to 100,000 shares of XRP from the XRP ledger, and watched it all go back down. Had 39,000 XRP, and gave it away trying to get my money back from the last scam. And from there, it just all went downhill. Then I finally got $5,000 in XRP, which was around 50 cents, 40 to 60 cents. And then it turned into XRP being $3. And I also had FLR from the same thing. And that's what I gave. But that was my investments. So my like $10,000 or like $15,000 that I turned into 40,000.
Yeah. See, the thing with the difference between crypto and like day trading, or regular investing is that regular stocks, there are ways to predict, even in day trading, you can predict what a stock is going to do. With crypto, I haven't met anybody yet that can predict what crypto is going to do.
Mm-hmm.
So when you see somebody that's selling a product to predict what crypto is going to do, yeah. What I've seen is people that make money off signing people up.
All right.
That's where I see people making money on crypto.
Okay.
So, okay, I'm looking at Tim. How's next Tuesday, 2:00?
Tim?
You asleep?
Oh,
I hear you. I was walking across the room trying to make some popcorn. Well, multiple rooms, but yeah, I hear you. You said next Tuesday at 2
Yeah,
Eastern time.
Eastern. Yeah.
All right. So go ahead and pin the link in the group whenever you get a chance, so I can, be ready.
Okay. I'll I'll schedule it and send it over. And the best way to stay, in tune with the stuff that I got going on is to follow me on YouTube. Because I share everything I do, I post on YouTube.
Oh,
So,
that's actually way better than TikTok. TikTok is like a little 5-second video. Not saying you, just general. In general, there's only so much you can do on TikTok.
well, the thing of it is, I can't do any. I put stuff on TikTok, but I can't put links in it. Whereas I'll put the same. I can put the same video on TikTok, and I can put links in it. So I'll put the same video on YouTube and have the link that goes to the event or the blog or whatever.
Sure,
Why can't you put links in it?
Huh?
Why can't you put links on TikTok?
Because if you put a link in a TikTok video that directs anywhere outside of TikTok, they will
Against their standards.
video down.
Oh, but you can put it in your bio and tell people, right?
Yeah, I've got a link tree in my bio,
Yeah.
but even still, you have to warn people that you're. You've got to list that video that you're telling about content, that links outside of TikTok, which means then TikTok is not going to show that video to anybody. I'm a content creator. So, I was banned from the creator program for a while because I started doing the Bigfoot AI videos, and they were convinced that those were not my videos. I don't know.
I just started doing book covers on TikTok less than a year ago. About
So
6 months ago.
During that time, like one of the videos when the first video that I did about DIR going down.
Yeah. And we
And,
all messaged you.
it's got over 40,000 views on it. And I just got back on Thanksgiving Day. I got back into the program, but I don't get paid on any of those that happened. I got 40,000 views on a video, and I don't get paid on it because it was during the time I was banned. But now, since I'm back in the program, the slightest little thing, and they're not going to show it to anybody. So, it's weird when you're in the program. It's really hard to get views. Whereas on YouTube, I the same video this morning I put on TikTok and YouTube about the stupid thing about somebody saying that food's going to go up 40% in January, and how ironic that the White House just released a thing to get rid of fake news, because that's fake news about the food going up 40%.
Mm-hmm.
And at first, they're both going up the same rate. At one point, I looked and they were both at 130 views. And TikTok is still sitting there, and YouTube's like at 1,000 now. Same video,
Wow.
same keywords, same everything. So anyway,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
you
have
guys
to
can
find
follow
you.
me on. If you follow me on YouTube, that's the best way to, stay in touch. So I'm gonna schedule this meeting for 2:00 next Wednesday, and we'll see you around.
All right.
Next
Thanks for
Tuesday
doing
or Wednesday.
Look, now we have 4 people.
Don't forget to email me for the notes.
Yeah, we will. Thank
All right.
you.
See you later.
All right.
See ya.
Bye.
See.